The speaker for this session is a fellow STEC senior high school student of SDO Lapu-Lapu City, Region 7. It is my honor to introduce one of Science and Technology Education Center's pride, Mr. Carlkho. Let us give him a warm virtual applause, please. Hi, Carl. Welcome.
You are muted, Carl.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hi, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much, Sam and Lee, for doing a great job at hosting. And before I proceed to my slides, I would just like to thank all my previous speakers because they have been resonating deeply within me. First, we have Sir Symbol with, wow, the creativity of students. He just showed it to the world. That was amazing. Second, we have Sir Pan, our great robotics teacher. And fun fact, I was part of the robotics team back then. I'm guessing that was 2019 before COVID struck. So that really gave me a trip of huge nostalgia, and I'm really thankful to him for it. And another thing to mention is with robotics, what Sir Pan said is true. The benefits of knowing robotics helps you to actually logically analyze and give out solutions, like well thought solutions for problems. And lastly, Sir Dean, I agree with you. I've used Minecraft education and it's really good. It's simply Minecraft with the command block simplified. And you may now share my slides, please. That was it. Thank you so much to my previous speakers, and onto my slides. And we shall continue with learners' research-based innovation. And with that, you will be seeing me, Carlkho, and that's Carl Vincent Ladresco, if you're ever curious of my real name, of my full name. And I'll be showing you 6 innovations I've made throughout this quarantine. And that's innovations spanning from telemedicine to gamified financial education. And I live by this quote. People who say they are funny are not funny. Hi, I'm funny. And may I request everyone in the chats right now to laugh? If not, well, this is a threat. And yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home is coming, so that should keep you excited. Thanks for the laugh there, Jiff. So about me, I shall prove my credentials to you before I shall show you my innovations. And with that, let me start with me as a digital product designer. And what I basically do is I design your websites, web apps, mobile apps from PC to mobile. And I work in a company called Symph, great values-based company. Next, about me, a few of my solutions include Stat, your virtual clinic, and Plutus, the money game, which if you look at the emojis, you can tell what it is. Stat is a doctor and a phone, so phone doctor. And Plutus, the money game is a game about financial education. And about me, to humanize myself a bit more, I enjoy, and enjoy is an understatement when I say I love Lin-Manuel Miranda's music. And I used to fanboy all about Hamilton, if any of you are Hamilton fans are there as well. But recently, the In the Heights hype has not yet died down for me. Usnavi was a great choice, wow. Okay, I'm fanboying. Up next about me is I enjoy RPG games as well, and games, side-scrolling games. And one specific game I'm playing right now is The Witcher 3. You know, the Netflix series. I decided to play it after seeing a review about Cyberpunk. Ironic. And goals. Because of my, again, history with robotics and SIP, or science investigatory projects, I aspire to become a research and development guy. I want to be a part of the R&D team of Google, specifically emerging tech. And don't tell my parents, but my main desire is to avoid chores, and that's why I want to automate everything. Who wants chores? Okay, a more description about me. Hi, my name is Carlkho. I'm a digital product designer at Symph. I've won numerous awards from hackathons, some of them including Stat and Plutus. I've said that a lot. And when I'm not leading my team in hackathons, again, I jam to Lin-Manuel Miranda's music, and I enjoy video games. As of the moment, I'm co-founding TheoLearn as the CDO. And again, I aspire to be part of Google's research team. You can contact me at carlkho.cvk@gmail.com if ever you want to, like for any reason. My mail's open. Now, on to the serious side of things. A good education is the greatest gift you can give yourself or anyone else. And that's true. Because while I may not appreciate assignments that much, it's good education that helps me think. It's good education that helps me think of new ideas, think of solutions. And that's my face when I think of something great, like, ooh, I could pull over, I could centralize data from, Reddit r/COVID to Twitter. It's amazing. And that's all because of education and God's given gifts. Timeline of my made innovations. The 6 innovations I'll be presenting will be Plutus, the money game. Since, fun fact, this event was made for the ending of gamified learning and transitioning to science and technology. That's why I also want to start with a game and end with something so scientific that is Dump.waste and the cell world. And as they say in Lego Robotics, Lego. Let's start with April. Plutus, the money game. Fun fact, Plutus is the god of wealth. So that explains the name. So my goal here was to alleviate poverty, since this was actually born out of a contest from Cebuana Lulier and Phildev, which we won, thankfully. I would love to give shout outs to my teammates, Akira, Hansen, John, Janbert. Thank you so much for trusting me as a leader and helping me with your skills. And yeah, this game is a financial education game, which takes on the Dumb Ways to Die format, if you're familiar with that game. And we basically targeted it to elementary students, since, foundation is everything. And right now, the game is undergoing implementation in Zamboanga's very own Kids Who Farm. And if you look at the right, we were featured by ABS-CBN News, so yay, that's a great win. And again, Dumb Ways to Die Finlitified. So again, a game made to educate elementary students on the concepts in financial literacy. So if we look at the clip here, this was my pitch. I'm showing you this clip to help you learn more about my product. It's 5 minutes. And this was basically me presenting to Cebuana and Phildev, my winning pitch.
Hi, my name is carlkho.cvk. But before we get into business, I want to ask you, my dear judges, a question. Let's go back to the old days of school. What was your favorite subject? Was it science? Was it math? Or was it English? How about Judge Jonathan? Can you please answer that for me?
Science and math, including English as well.
How about Miss Aiko?
Math. My favorite is math.
Well, let me tell you, right there, you're both wrong. The correct answer is dismissal and going home time. Why? It's because it's the time where students can finally relax, de-stress, and play video games. Well, of course, there's an obvious difference between studying and wanting to play video games. In fact, it's what caused the death of many slippers thrown by our mothers. But what if, listen to me, what if we use this to our advantage? What if we gamify education? Our problem statement is here, COVID and online learning. So COVID has led classrooms to go online, but because of that, the marginalized sector cannot easily access it because of no access to internet. And so what does DepEd do? They go modules, but modules are large volumes of text that elementary students, our target population, find boring. Enter Plutus, the money game. This is basically Dumb Ways to Die, if you're familiar with the game, but financial literacy. So here are a few screenshots of the game, which will be demoed later on. So essentially, the game teaches you entrepreneurship and hard work by tapping. It's a mobile game. Mathematics and budgeting, linguistics and spelling, and financial literacy and saving. So we want to follow the footsteps of Dumb Ways to Die, wherein in 3 months, they saw a 21% reduction in railway accidents and deaths because Dumb Ways to Die wants to stop random train deaths. So Plutus is aimed at elementary students who have not yet matured, but are formed enough to understand concepts and act out of them. Because elementary students are, during elementary, it's basically where our foundation is built if we were a house. So our user personas is Matt Jandonero and Andre Mangubat. For Matt, he is a student who helps out his mom selling banana cues, but due to COVID, there's not as much customers, and as a result, he spends much time on his phone. Andre does the same, and essentially the point is, children wants to play with phones. So learning must not be boring, and according to the Dijevas in 2017, we have a new approach for education, gamification. And we, as a team, are targeting the 3 learning styles to effectively educate children. This is visual, auditory, and physical. Now, of course, this presentation must not be boring as well, so let's go straight for the demo. So this is the game, Plutus the money game. As you can see peeking here, this is Plutus, the Greek god of wealth. And of course, budgeting, they have to drag it. Ideally, it should be played on a phone, but for demo purposes, it's on PC. And so we tap repeatedly, hard work to gain more sales. And then if we lose, let us lose. So let me lose. If we lose 1 out of 3 health, you will be given a financial tip as a transition. Have emergency funds. See? So that's the game. And since I have 1 minute left, I'll be skipping the rest of the demo and go straight for the ads. I mean, not the ad, the revenue, sorry. Now back to my slides. Our impact, our desired impact is to gamify education and STEM. We want to raise financial literacy as a topic, and we want, for the long term, to gamify learning. This is our business model canvas, which can be viewed later on. But essentially, our ad revenue is that every time a player finishes a game, they will be given coins. In exchange, coins can be transferred for costumes. And then students can also voluntarily, not intrusively, watch ads or pay from the wallet to get coins. So this is what the shop looks like. And for the future plans, we want to have a partnership with DepEd and BSP to sponsor students to pay for advanced topics, which are known as worlds, for example, cryptocurrency and investing in stocks. Now, following that, we also want to have a social media presence to improve and expose children to financial literacy. And just imagine if instead of frowning upon your students playing games, what if we actually respond to it in a kind manner and be happy about children's playing games? Okay. That's it for Team Centavion. Thank you very much.
And that was it, basically. Plutus the money game is available to play at Sidus.io, which should be in the comments section right now. Thank you to the technical team. The link are in the comments, and also if you want to read more, it's also in the comments. Up next, Stat, your virtual clinic, greeted by our very own Hide the Pain Harold in Doctor cosplay. Stat, your virtual clinic, was basically born out of a concern from a classmate. Like, she really wanted to consult with the doctors because of her mom's condition, but wasn't able to do so because it was during the height of COVID. So out of that, and because of that, I was inspired to create Stat as an entry, an app concept for San Francisco Tech UX design competition. Spoiler alert, we won that design competition, thank God. I would like to shout out to Nikki Himaya, my girlfriend, for helping me achieve these achievements as well. Not only that, but Stat, your virtual clinic, has won the National Science and Engineering Fair with my coach, of course, Sir Akar. And we have basically won the science research video competition. We were champions, and it's great to hear. And for the third contest this was placed in, it was for the Social Innovation in Health Initiative, where I bagged first runner-up. Glory to God. And again, you can take a tour of the app. It's actually available for you to explore and simulate right now with the links below, or you can read more about my entry in my Medium, which is basically a news website, and I write there, and you can read them all. Links in the description, in the comments. Thanks again, tech team. Moving on, my vision for Stat was to give people access to digital consultations in a single tap, safe and convenient collection of medication which is delivered, COVID-19 monitoring and tracking, electronic health records, and the most important of all, a peace of mind. So let's look at another video, my entry for National Science and Engineering Fair, my winning entry for STAT, your virtual clinic. Please enjoy. Healthcare access is one brutal process. Picture this. You wake up at 3 in the morning from a coughing fit while simultaneously experiencing a splitting headache. This has been going on for a while now, and while you want to talk to a doctor about it, the nearest health center is 15 kilometers away. Not to mention COVID. You decide to Google your symptoms and attempt self-medication, not only delaying proper diagnosis, but also compromising your peace of mind. So, how will you work this out? Hi, my name is carlkho, and this is STAT, your virtual clinic. I made STAT in order to help every Filipino have access to quality healthcare. STAT is an app that enables, but is not just limited to teleconsultations. It's an app with the future in mind, helping both doctors and patients with just their smartphones. It is a tailor-made, but not a band-aid solution for this pandemic and beyond. Seriously, you wouldn't want to go to a hospital to get treated only to return with a new disease. God forbid. Long ago, when we wanted to learn about something, we had to browse 1,000 books and pull an all-nighter in the library. But now, with just a single tap, we can instantly get answers thanks to Google. That's what I want STAT to become. Easy access to healthcare. There are 173.2 million phones connected in the Philippines right now, according to Digital 2020. Moreover, our country's nurse-to-patient ratio is as low as 12.6 nurses per 10,000 people. What's worse is, in the rural areas, the number goes down to 4.2 nurses per 10,000 people. The quality of your healthcare depends on the size of your pocket. Well, we at STAT are changing that. Using the app is simple. Upon entering the screen, users are presented with the option to schedule a consultation or have one right away, wasting no time as it redirects itself to the symptoms area, where users can tick and specify the relevant sensations they're feeling. When a doctor is found, the users may initiate the consultation.
Doctor, I need help. Thank you, doctor. Very nice.
After then, a summary of your consultation along with the diagnosis and e-prescriptions can be found. You will then find yourself choosing over having your medications delivered or picked up by you at the pharmacy of your choice. Apart from that, you have the COVID monitoring area with its non-location-based contact tracing where you can update your symptoms if ever a doctor or the app deems you to be at risk of COVID. Yay to privacy. At the doctor's point of view, we have them present their PRC ID in order to verify their profession. Now, what doctors can do, aside from looking at their appointment schedule, is access the app's built-in electronic health system. For doctors wanting to be able to do physical checkups, doctors created a guide for a patient-assisted virtual physical examination. Once they have officially finished their first appointment with a patient, they can look at a patient's lab results, basic info, vital signs, and even reminders asynchronously. With the extra private data requiring a patient's grant so they can access it for a limited amount of time. They can even look at their performance. The app is in its early development phase and is being made with Twilio and Firebase. Firebase for taking things such as Stats real-time database to the cloud, and Twilio supporting HIPAA eligible, which is basically a data privacy, but for health, workflows via SMS, voice, and video communication channels. During my prototype testing, potential users and doctors alike are finding it easy to navigate and successfully finish the task they came to do.
Going deeper into data, user testing shows that 100% of doctors and 97% of patients approve of STAT because it eliminates long queues and unnecessary exposure while providing real-time easy access to medical data. Doctors from Mactan Doctors Hospital in Lapu-Lapu City also deems the self-examination and the obtainable data from STAT sufficient for accurate diagnosis. To get the diagnostic effectiveness, the researcher had doctors identify diseases based on symptoms. Collectively, the test recorded a low 8% error rate with the pre-consultation and basic patient data alone. Finally, in the usability testing, 93 of the testers successfully completed their tasks. We can then conclude that STAT is intuitive and user-friendly in terms of user experience as shown by heat maps and user journeys.
And soon enough, different individuals with different needs won't need to worry about their healthcare. Why? Because we have digital consultations, safe and convenient collection of medication, COVID-19 monitoring and tracking, electronic health records, and a peace of mind. All of that just a single tap away. STAT, your virtual clinic.
And that was it. I hope you have learned about STAT. And again, if you want to tour STAT right now, but don't go away because I'm still going to be showing you other innovations, don't worry. At the end of my presentation, links to my presentations will be shared as well as social links in the event of you wanting to contact me. But then again, you are free to tour STAT right now. Links should be in the comments. Thank you, Tech Team. Next is RISE, a two-way digital solution for COVID-19 vaccine distribution. This was made for the Google's Solutions Challenge. I teamed up with a few college students from University of the Philippines, Visayas, to work on this project. And fun fact, the Google Solutions Challenge just ended like 4 days ago. And the top third placer is from the University of the Philippines, Visayas, but they weren't us. Our success is for the next time. But what was really funny was because the third placer, still from UP Visayas, remember this, they named their solution I-RISE. So it could have been us, right? But then again, you can also read more about my entry here. It's in the links. Thank you so much, RISE, and yeah. The goal of RISE is to organize vaccination. It is a two-way digital solution for the COVID-19 vaccine distribution system in the Philippines. But what does this mean? RISE was, for context, I'll give you some context. RISE was made back then when the actual distribution of vaccines were not yet set in place. And by the way, please vaccinate yourselves. I remember going to a vaccination center and I was rejected because I'm not 19 years old and above. But I was willing, and you should be willing too. Now, back to the story. We made this with the context of Philippine scenarios, and seeing the way it is now, wherein there are long lines to grab information and verify information for you before you actually get the jab, that was the very thing we were trying to solve. Our vision for RISE was we wanted the vaccine recipient to just go in, since they are already pre-scheduled and the doctors have already interviewed them virtually, which means all they have to do once they get to the vaccination site is just get the jab and stay safe. This is another video for our entry to Google, which they pit us against the entire world for this. And because of that, the video duration must be kept at 2 minutes. So apologies for the last speech, but I hope you will be getting the gist of our Google Developer Solutions Challenge 2021 solution, RISE.
Hope is slowly returning with the coming of vaccines, but along with it is a demand for more vaccines, introducing another problem, its distribution. The Philippines vaccination strategy is unique to each local government unit or LGU, similar to the US. But as seen in the early part of 2021, the vaccine rollout was poorly executed, with confusing patchwork of eligibility rules, poor data, supply shortages, and unpredictable vaccine allocations. To avoid that in the country's implementation, the team developed a two-way digital solution for the vaccine distribution, a system entitled Project RISE. RISE allows Filipinos to apply for the vaccine through its WMS platform, web, messenger, and SMS. This allows those with and without internet access to apply for the vaccine 24/7 through our responsive, Angular-powered website and messenger/SMS chatbots powered by Dialogflow. In it, users can securely input personal information and answer questions regarding their medical history. The information is sent to LGU's medical practitioners for eligibility profiling. RISE also includes dashboards for LGU admins. With Google Charts and Cloud Firestore, real-time authorized data visualization on user demographics, locations, and current COVID-19 cases are provided for the LGUs. The dashboard allows LGUs to list vaccination sites by their local population and make future vaccinations in accordance to their available supply and current priority list. Back to the users. When they are deemed eligible, RISE notifies them of their scheduled appointment and reference ID. Users should confirm 2 days prior their appointment. This tells the LGU the amount of vaccines to prepare, minimizing waste. The dashboard also provides a tracking interface to be used by vaccine providers. They input patients' unique reference IDs, and the dashboard will provide them of patient information for identity verification and medical history for patient monitoring. The vaccinator then inputs the vaccine's serial number as well as their license numbers. These variables confirm the vaccine's administration. This will also be used for the patient's second dose appointment.
Soon, RISE will automate eligibility profiling with machine learning, making the process more efficient. In fact, talks of the deployment of RISE is now at play. We hope RISE will be one of the solutions to help end this pandemic, because together, we will rise.
That's right, we will rise. And I really, really hope with the arrival of the Delta variant that we will still continue with our desire to rise. So again, learn more about RISE, links in the comments. I hope you find this interesting. And before we move on to the next one, join me as I drink some water, because this is directly linked to my next innovation. For April, I made the butterfly effect. So this started as a personal project to help remind me, and not just me, but a lot of other people, to drink water. Oh, the problem I was targeting here was to improve our quarantine health and wellness with the help of reminders. So, description: a health reminder in every new tab, reduce brain fogs, and develop a healthy habit of drinking water, and more. This innovation is actually live in the Chrome Web Store. It is an extension, and I will be showing you how it's going to look like when you download it. Don't worry, it's less than a megabyte. It's not heavy. But surprisingly, what started as a personal project got implemented in the company I work in, that's Simf, and I now am reminding people to drink water, do some stretches, or take a breather outside in their company, in our Discord group. And this was also used for the mental health awareness competition, Pagkalma. And what you see on the right here is actually our entry, the poster. So there are 3 solutions for the butterfly effect. 1, Discord bot. In case you don't know, Discord is a platform where it's basically an SMS platform, but advanced, and it's commonly used by gamers, but now it's transitioning to be more general friendly. It's like Slack, if you've used Slack. So the first out of 3 solution here is the Discord bot. It prompts you via mentions when it is time to eat, drink water, stretch, or take an walk at a fixed interval. So you may be asking, why fixed? Well, what I wanted to integrate here was, you know how Pavlov's classical conditioning worked? When you hear a certain sound, well, he used it on his dogs, context. Pavlov would ring a bell and his dogs would know it's mealtime. Now, what I'm trying to do here is once they hear a notification, it would remind them to, oh, I should be doing something, like I should drink water. That's the primary goal. I should drink water. And again, for the butterfly effect, this was our entry for Pagkalma, where introduction, overworking is praised, resting is punished, which is the sad reality of today. And oh yeah, shout out again to my group mates here, Nikki, Gods, Kyla, Shane, and Daryl, with our coach, Sir Alan Adem, who I believe is also a tutor for Education Tech Unit. And what we're trying to solve here was problem identification, which specifically is brain fog. Like, your brain feels foggy. Don't we feel that every once in a while? Techno stress, screen apnea, problematic internet use, and dehydration. We actually have an action plan, if you can see the table down there, and how we're gonna implement it, how much it's gonna cost, which is, spoiler alert, it's not gonna cost you anything, it's zero. And this was really thoroughly researched. We actually made an actual 3-page paper, since 3 pages were the limit. And if you wanna read that, you can again check the comments. Thank you, tech team, for sending that in. So let me show you how the Discord bot works. So I coded it with Python. I just realized I forgot to mute my Spotify while I was recording that. So again, that was the Discord bot. And as you can see, it mentions you every time. So it shows you a little push notification in the lower right. And I'm really hoping that has helped so far. Next is the Messenger bot. This bot is still in its alpha stages, but the logic stays the same. The Messenger bot, like it's basically the Discord bot, but in Messenger. So what happens here now is the Messenger bot messages you to, hey, drink water. And ideally, this can be ignored because it still shows up your phone's pop-up notifications. So this is how it works. As you can see, you can set the time. And there it is. Time to drink some water. There's an optional GIF in case it's viewed so that, it makes it entertaining. Thanks for that. And finally, this is the Butterfly Effect Lite. This is the one I'm very, very proud of. It's the browser extension where there are entertaining GIF health reminders on every new tab. It works on all internet browsers. So now, if you download this, what happens is instead of seeing the usual Google, Chrome search, recent tabs, it'll replace it with a health reminder reminding you to either drink water, stretch, or take deep breaths. Let me show you how it works here. So that there is a full screen tab. So once you open a new tab, a random GIF from Jiffy will be shown, and relevant GIFs will be shown as well. So as you can see, you are reminded to do deep breaths and everything. So imagine opening this and like you're in the zone of work and I need to drink water. And I'm hoping that intervention is very helpful. That's it. So you can download the Butterfly Effect Lite right now. The tech team should have sent it in the comments below. I really, really hope this can help your life. Next up, second to the last, is Dump.waste. It's basically a play on words on Dump That Waste. Dump.waste is a community trash mapping solution. But wait, what does that mean? A community science is the science of learning how people can work together. And trash mapping is, let me quickly move to the next slide. I'll move on back here. Trash mapping is, think weather forecast. Kuya Kim and all, he tells you where there are thunderstorms. But for Dump.waste, what I did was give them think of replacing the thunderstorm with there's an illegal dump in this area. And because of that, and data is really, really useful as we proceed to the digital age. Oh no, we're living the digital age. But with data, we can give actually more solutions. We can show them why. You know what? I'll leave the explanation to my pitching video. So more general information about Dump.waste. This was my entry for Singapore's Climate Hack 2021. Singapore International Foundation was involved as well. And it really makes me happy to think that we started off, this is against the entire ASEAN, and we started off as 500 innovators. And for the top 10, we were in it. And we were the only Philippine team. It's really heartwarming. So before I proceed, let you know that you can also take a tour of the app here, since it's like stat. You can take a tour of the app here and learn more about our entry in the links, hopefully sent in the comment sections by now. And if you look at the right, that's the home screen of Dump.waste. And let me show you my Final pitch for the top 10. We unfortunately almost won, but as you can see here, there are judges from the Singapore International Foundation, the United Nations, and venture capitalists. This was a fun experience. So without further ado, let me show you my pitch. Hi, I'm the CEO of Dump.waste, and let's get on to it, shall we? The Philippines is a country run by plastic sachets and trash. The Philippines is also a country that is the melting pot of typhoon. And blocking of sewages because of trash only magnifies the detrimental effects of it. A great example is Typhoon Ondoy, a typhoon affecting 1 million families and costing the government $1 billion. Unfortunately, the government today does not have plans to reinforce and deal with the climate dilemma. Fortunately, though, there are 15,000 environmental NGOs who want to take care of the situation. Unfortunately, a very big pain point for them is, quote, we spend a great deal cleaning Area X only to find out Area Y is more urgent. So this is where Dump.waste comes in. In one sentence, Dump.waste is an app that helps citizens mark and act on illegal dumps in their area. So it's like a weather forecast map, but instead of details about the weather, you get details about the trash around you. It's important because it can help us know where and what the trash are, data-driven. It shows us the severity of an area's environmental health and prompts people to take action with information. But how does that happen? First, we photograph areas with illegal dumps. Second, we provide information about the trash in question, which can be done by simply clicking button-like interfaces. And finally, we share the data on the map and organize cleanup events, which in turn can cultivate a culture of recreational cleanups, ensuring a green future. For the demo, this is Dump.waste in iPhone X. It's simplified. So let's go to a reporter's point of view. Let's go to step 1. I have found a big mound of trash, and upon picturing, location is automatically filled in because of the EXIF or metadata. And then all I have to do as a user is just to click buttons indicating the trash type, the size, the accessibility, and additional notes. And just like that, we have placed something on the map. Now let's go to the point of view of someone who wants to initiate a cleanup. Now, all of the information are in the interface. It's easy to scan. And when you have the time, the resources, the people, you can start a cleanup. And starting a cleanup is easy as filling in the blanks: title, description, date, contact person, meeting point. And also you could use cleanup coverages. You could cover the areas reported by other users. And just like that, you've created a cleanup event, which you can share in your social media accounts. And now let's go to somebody who wants to join a cleanup. So all the details are here. And if he's happy with the details, all he has to do is attend. And just like that, it's added to his calendars. Now, we want the users to stay. So we've had a point system where if you report more and you join cleanups more, you have more points and have that inner sense of glory. That's for the demo. And go back to the slides. Our unique advantages are real-time trash mapping, trash information and disposal guide, convenient information refilling or metadata, and gamification. For our business model, I've implemented a pay-per-user monthly subscription. Now, I don't want Dump.waste to be something that's nice to have. I want companies to need them. That's why I'm targeting the corporate social responsibility of a company. This is a metric determining their social impact. The higher it is, the better their performance. So what I do as a company is have their employees download the app, use the app, and then if they're performing well in the app, I give them a CSR rating and certification, greatly boosting performances. And all they have to do is pay monthly or annually. And the introduction of money can, of course, increase commitment levels. Another route I want to take is to use it as a government tool to help them make better data-driven decisions. Now, I help them first, and then when I am deemed credible enough, I go to them and have a dedicated task force. It's a contract basis. These are the problem solvers: CEO, me, Nikki, interaction designer, and God's research. And of course, Corona is the biggest problem right now. But how about after it? There will be lots of masks lying around. And in the future, I also plan to collaborate with local businesses to use the trash wisely. That's it for Dump.waste. Thank you so much. So I really hope these projects can be turned into reality, but man, time is limited. I hope you enjoyed Dump.waste and find the idea helpful. That was made in like, I don't know, 1 week, 2 weeks of research, and it was really fulfilling to create Dump.waste. So if you want to tour Dump.waste again, you can access the link in the comments, or you can wait after my talk, Explore it all after. So I have a question, and that's a really hard question especially for you, biology viewers. I just don't get it. What's the role of the mitochondria again? Please place that in the comments below. And I asked that question because my final innovation is called the cell world. So I plan to immerse students. It's an immersive education solution. The Cell World is basically an offline mobile app where learners can freely explore and zoom in on the parts of a 3D cell. Specifically, learners can inspect an animal cell, a plant cell, and the process of mitosis. This was made with the help of Sir Bryant Akar from STEC Senior High as our final biology project for grade 11. And this is actually live right now and is readily available for PC use and mobile use. You can access the links to either download or visit the website containing the Cell World. It should be in the comments again. Thank you very much, tech team. And with that, you can explore the cell in a 3D interface. And not only that, but the Cell World has guided tours, voiceover, and cameraed by yours truly. Yours truly. And then this is one of them, which is the animal cell. It's made in Blender. And shout out to Daryl for helping me code the solution, as well as Shane for helping me with the information of the cell. And now, if we click this, you should be able to see a preview of one of the Cell World's guided tours.
This is an animal cell. This is a cell in your body. Looking at the only external part, we can see the thick cell membrane protecting the cell. The cell membrane also controls the flow of substances into and out of the cell. Onto the internal parts, we can still see the nucleus over here. The nucleus is where most genetic material or DNA is located. The smaller round object in the center is the nucleus. This is where ribosomes are assembled. Ribosomes are made up of RNA and proteins. We see the rough endoplasmic reticulum stippled with ribosomes. The ribosomes give it a bumpy appearance. That's why we call it rough. The rough ER sorts and secretes proteins headed for other locations in the cell. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum detoxifies potentially harmful molecules. It also metabolizes carbohydrates and synthesizes lipids. Over here is the Golgi apparatus. It modifies, sorts, and secretes lipids and proteins. Finally, we have the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. These semi-autonomous organelles look similar to bacteria. They produce ATP, the energy unit of life. Now, what are these yellow tube-like lines? These are called the microtubules. What you see now is just one of several protein filaments that make up the cytoskeleton, a network of structures in the cytosol, or the space between the other organelles in the cell. This cytoskeleton provides strength and enables transport around the cell.
This can hopefully help you or your students, teachers, if you're watching, to learn the basics of the animal cell, the plant cell, and the process of mitosis. It's all free, by the way. Everything, all the links here are not paywalled. They're all free. So if you want to explore the cell in their own world, the Cell world, you can do so right now with a link in the comments. And again, I can't take all the credit. I've ideated some of the solutions, and I've also spearheaded some of the solutions. But all of this can't be made possible without the help of my friends, my classmates, my advisors, my coaches. And most of all, this couldn't have been done without the given talent and opportunities by God. And with that, I would like to really thank Him for giving me this privilege. Now, if you're asking, if you're curious, if you're hopefully inspired and want to create similar innovations of your own, I recommend you to go to the greatest university in this world, and that's YouTube University. Because with YouTube University, you can jumpstart to, let's say, programming immediately. You can first learn the foundations, then finally work your way to programming projects for beginners. And I know machine learning is not a beginner thing, but it's definitely really possible nowadays. You could get, see, Python project ideas for coding in quarantine, and there are also coding for kids, which is highly encouraged as seen by the existence of Minecraft Education and Lego Mindstorms. But the most important project of all, one that I still have really hard times to make, and this is one of the greatest projects of all time, a hot dog or not hot dog identifier. Like, programming gives you so much control on what you can do. You can train an AI to detect if this one's a hot dog or this one's not a hot dog. So those are just a few. And I'm gonna be ending this, so imagine I left a very inspiring quote. Put your put your hands over your mouth and start crying, because imagine it's just very inspiring. And with that, I end my talk. I hope you enjoyed my innovations, starting from Plutus to Stat to Rise to, oh no, I have short-term memory loss, and other innovations as well. And if you want to solve problems with me, I'm really open to that. You can look at my socials, from my website to Dribbble or my designs, my GitHub or my code database, my Medium where I write, my ResearchGate where I upload my research, and my LinkedIn. And if any one of you want to give me Gcash, piso lang. My number's down there, but jokes aside, you can access my Gcash or contact me if you really want to solve problems together. And that's it for me. Thank you very, very much to Sir Glen and Teacher Ruby for making this happen. This is a memory that I will forever cherish. Thanks for the opportunity. I'll be now stopping my screen share.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carlkho. And as the quotes say, innovation is the unrelenting drive to break the status quo and develop anew where few have dared to go. And you indeed have dared, Carl, to further your fellow learners' drive with the help of research. And STEC is indeed very proud of you. I was also really impressed with the Cell world. It really magnified Sir Bryant Akar's discussion for our biology class. So once again, thank you, Mr. Carlkho.
Thank you.
Yes, you have really inspired us all. You're very from what I've heard from my brother, you are a very good role model when it comes to robotics, and plus these innovations will really help him, work that mind. So hopefully he does. And now, and yes, I would like also to thank you for Cell World, because he was really helpful during biology. Really helpful.
Grade 11
I passed biology. I passed biology. Thank you very much. So now, with all gratitude aside, let us all call on Sir Glenny and Ma'am Rublin again for the awarding of certifications.
Wow. Great.
Bravo. Bravo.
Congratulations, Carl.
Thank you again for the opportunity, sir.
If you're gonna watch the replay and if you're gonna read all the comments, there's a lot of friends here or even viewers here who are very impressed. Talagang napapawaw no? Napapawaw talaga sila, ang galing, yung lahat nandito, no? So, Carl, continue, keep doing great, and then inspire us more with your innovations together with your team. Yun, kagaya ng mga host natin dito, very inspiring. Yung
Alright.
bigay na natin.
Yes. So with that, Carl, no, we are so inspired at hindi lang kami. Of course, proud kami dito sa Science and Technology Education Center sa ating Lapu-Lapu City Division Region 7. But I know everyone, not just the whole country, but of course, the whole world is watching you. And of course, we are so grateful. That's why we will be giving you this token of appreciation. So let me read a citation, Carl, for you. Kay Republika ng Pilipinas, Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Services, DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City. Certificate of Appreciation is presented to Carl Vincent L. Coe, Science and Technology Education Center, Senior High School, Lapu-Lapu City Division, Region 7, for sharing his invaluable knowledge as guest speaker during Tech Talks Game-Based Learning using Minecraft Education Edition, and so many innovations yung pinakita mo, Carl. Grabe, you give us more. Alright,
Hindi
so
ko pa natapos basahin
yeah.
yung comments dito ni Carl. Grabe, Carl, yung mama mo, very proud. Yung kuya, I think kapatid, ayan
Yes.
ko, ayan ko,
Whole
lahat,
family
no?
ni Carl, nandyan.
Yeah, full support yung family and friends. Yung mga teacher mo, si Ma'am Sinaida, si Ma'am, grabe, no? Andito yung mga teachers mo, sumusuporta because you are representing not just tech, once again, no? About the division of Lapu-Lapu City and Region 7 Central Visayas. All right.
Yes.
I'm really grateful for that privilege, Jude. Thank you for helping me spread my innovations and hopefully inspire future students to do the same.
Yes, and this certification, Carl, of course, is signed by the head of ICTS ETU, Sir Mark Anthony CC, ang Director 4 ng ICTS, si Sir Abram YC Amanil, and of course, yung Undersecretary for Administration, Elaine Delby Pasqua. So once again, congratulations and thank you so much for inspiring all the Filipino learners and of course the whole division, the whole Department of Education po. Kasi nga 'di ba hindi lang yung nasa private school yung nag-i-excel at syempre isa ka sa legendary ng kagawaran ng Pilipinas and saludo kami sa mga teachers mo. Okay? So thank you so much, Carl.
I'm very humbled to hear that. Thank you very much. Sorry, Sir Glen.
No, that's okay. So, Carl,
Yes.
I think Sir Panny is here also, Kap.
Yes, Sir Panny, no? Yeah, we are so grateful sa ating edit head pala. Yan, si Sir Mark C. Alright, so, Sir Pan, award namin yung certificate, ha? Okay, kasi I know kanina, medyo nawala ako. Sige po. Sir Glenny, please do the honor sa pagbigay ng certificate ni Sir Pan.
Yes,
Siyempre,
sure.
ayan, yan, gabi sa kanila ngayon.
Okay, so Sir Panny, the certificate of appreciation is presented to none other but our IT teacher and robotics coach or champion from North Dakota, USA, Sir Panny Mujeres, for sharing his invaluable knowledge as guest speaker during Tech Talks Game-Based Learning using Minecraft Education Edition webinar conducted by the ICTS Educational Technology Unit on August 28, 2021. Given this 28th day of August 2021 in DepEd Central Office, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City, Philippines. Signed by Undersecretary for Administration, Elaine Delby Pasqua, Director 4 of ICTS, Director Abram YC Abanil, and the Head of ICTS EdTech Unit, Sir Mark Anthony CC. Congratulations, Sir Panny Mujeres, for being one of our guest speakers for our last episode this August Tech Talks webinar. So, grabe.
Yes.
Maraming salamat po.
Alright, so with that, no, kasi we have few minutes left na po kasi we need to move to the next link mamaya kasi 1 o'clock may live pa. Ayan, for the evaluation link po natin for this event, please, ito po yung isa, or first step po to claim your digital certificate. Please answer the evaluation form at https://tinyurl.com GBL Talks August, Aug 28. At syempre po, hindi nyo pa makukuha yung certificate kasi may event pa nga tayo from 1 to 4 o'clock. At later po, mamayang hapon at 4 o'clock, puntahan nyo ang www.training.gov.ph. Doon nyo po makiklaim yung ating digital certificate by answering some quiz. Alright, so with that, Sir Glenny, imbitahan na natin yung mga guests natin to see.
Let's invite our people, Sir Dean. Are you still there, Sir Dean? All right, Dean Benjamin from Canada. Yeah, there you go. We're all in. Thank you so much for staying.
Carl, you're the man, man.
All right, so grabe, no? So andito pa ang ating from Canada and from USA. Wow, grabe. So talagang napapawaw ang ating mga participants. We don't have, of course, the luxury of time to read all the comments, all the good comments, but you can follow that one later in the replay. But Dean, Sir Panny, and Carl, you did a great job today for inspiring the Filipino learners and teachers, for showing them the possibility of using game-based learning as an approach, using Minecraft Education Edition in the teaching and learning process. Baka may mga pa-shoutout tayo. Let's start with Sir Panny.
Shout out for Sir Donald.
All right. So who else, bro? What about your
and the rest of the teachers there sa Cebu and Lapu-Lapu, and then maraming salamat for, especially before I left to US, especially for inviting me to be part of the yung training natin dyan sa Cebu. Thank you.
That's very memorable training, bro. All right, don't mention it. All right, so thank you so much, Sir Panny, for mentioning that. Next, we have our friend from Canada, Sir Dean Benjamin. Okay, any shout out or greetings to your friends, loved ones there?
Well, I'd just like to say thank you, Glenny. You're a good man, and glad that we were able to do this. And shout out to the hosts. The girls did a great job. I was so impressed with them, and thank you for that. And yeah, if you have me, I'll come by anytime. You guys are amazing, and Carl, you're amazing. I love your brain, man. Good, yeah, you're a good brain on your shoulders. You're awesome. So thank you for having me. I like your joke about being funny because I think I'm funny too. So great back at you, Carl.
Yes.
And of course.
I agree with that, Dean. Yes. So guys, so you heard that, Carl? You might be invited one of these days by Dean Benjamin.
We'll start calling yourself.
Yes, for further collaboration with his classroom, math classroom or virtual classroom, and Sir Panny Mujeres also. You might be invited one of these days as one of their guests, in their.
Sir Pan, I'm gonna have to talk to you too because I'd like to learn some robotics from you.
Right.
I look forward to that.
Yes, Sir Panny and Carl for the robotics, because Dean is also a robotics champion. However, I just invited him for the Minecraft Education Edition, but he is first-hand a robotics champion. All right, so Cap Rubilin, who else?
Yes, of course, si Carl and the two ladies para makompleto. All right. Go,
All right,
Carl.
Carl, ang dami mong supporters. So Carl, greet them all.
Wow, thank you so much for the opportunity, Sir Dean, Sir Panny. And to be honest, I really miss the feeling of Legos in my hand. I really want to go back and compete in the category I specialize in is in robot soccer.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, man. I just want to go back and travel the world again. It's just one of its perks. But yeah, for my shout outs, I would like to shout out, of course, to teachers like you, Sir Glen, to teachers like you, Sir Dean, Sir Panny, Sir Ruby, Teacher Ruby, for helping me get to this. I can't be here without the help of all my teachers, like from my parents who teach me my values and all. It's thanks to them that I am also very blessed right now. And as well as to you, teachers, for teaching me all the classroom education and basics and all the technical know-hows. I really am indebted to you all. And of course, to God and whatever our religions may be, but God is whom I am very thankful for giving me this opportunity, and for Minli, Kay, Sam, for hosting this so well. And shout out to finally my girlfriend who's probably sleeping right now, pero shout out to you. Okay, that's it for me. Thank you so much again.
All right, Carl. That's great, Carl. No? So let's go to the host, our very impressive host. Let's start with Minli.
Hi, sir. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for also having me. I would also like to thank you, Ma'am. Thank you to give my thanks to Ma'am Liana Rijoso, who recommended us for this event, and our oral communication teacher as well, Miss Ma'am Zapanta, who is watching right now, and my family as well, who is watching right now. Thank you.
All right. So next we have the last but not the least, our Sam. Go, Sam.
Thank you, Sir Glenn. Then thank you, speakers and Ma'am Rubilin, for giving us the opportunity to be here today. And yes, again, thank you to Ma'am Liana Rijoso for recommending both Millie and I, to Ma'am, and also to Ma'am Zapanta, yes, for having, the for believing in me that I was actually, good at hosting, because I didn't really realize my potential until now, because this is a very new thing to me. And thank you to my family for supporting me, for not going around my background, and by finding a good spot with good lighting,
All
semi good
right.
lighting, and that.
Yes,
I
you
guess
forget to mention, Sam, no, if because we don't have enough time already, Sam is not good in hosting because she is good in singing. Is that true, Carl?
Well,
Ryan,
no, sir.
Mindy? Right,
It's
so
Minli
No, sir, it was
actually.
Millie,
we
sir.
cannot
It's
do
Millie,
that right
actually.
now. We will do that next time. No, so before
All
you do the
right.
hosting,
Time
you sing
sample.
first.
All right, go, Sir Glenny. Ikaw naman.
Okay, yeah. Let's do the closing already. So this time, on behalf of the game-based learning team, Cap Rubilin at saka Cap Glena, praying for your health. So kami po ay nagpapasalamat. We are so grateful for sa atong learners and to our viewers and to our parents and teachers na hindi bumibitaw from start to finish. Starting July until August, we finish all the game-based learning webinars. And yes, this is not the last. This is just the beginning because this is just a kick-off for game-based learning in the Department of Education, Philippines. And of course, thankful tayo kay Lord. Yes, that's true, Carl, and that's what I like. Everything that you've said, God is good, and all the time God is good. So I thank God also for our head of the ICTS, Sir Mark Anthony C, the Microsoft partners, Ma'am Grace Ku, and Ma'am Clarissa Sigismundo, and our Microsoft project lead, Sir Mark Anthony Hamisal. Of course, to our Microsoft team, Sir Glen Horse and Ma'am Rimalin de la Cruz, and also to all our EdTech unit specialist family. So thank you so much, guys, for the support, the Itulay tutors who are watching right now. And we cannot mention you all, but thank you. And mabuhay tayong lahat. Yon, that's mabuhay, not mabuhay din. Mabuhay. All right, so isigaw natin ngayong buwan ng wika ang salitang mabuhay Pilipinas. Ready? 1, 2, unmute your mic first. Ready? As we close. All right, sige. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Mabuhay Pilipinas.
Yes, ano
God bless.